So I think, Fabs, we've talked about how beautiful this place is. You've seen how beautiful this place is. I think your viewers need to come and see for themselves exactly how beautiful this place is. The second most Instagrammable hotel in the world, right here in Uganda.
Okay, Jambo everyone, welcome back to Fabz TV, the only online African tourism TV in Africa and beyond. This is the channel or the show which gives you about hidden gems in Africa, trade, investment, culture, and government policies of different countries in Africa. So today, this place, which is a piece of heaven on earth, caught our eye. And it is in Ginger, Wild Waters, Lemala. So with me, I'm with the CEO, who she will introduce herself, and then we'll take it from there. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Fabs. It's nice to have you all at Wild Waters Lodge. My name's Leanne. I'm the CEO of Tour Best East Africa, and we form part of the Lemala. This property forms part of the Lemala camps and lodges. So we have 3 high-end luxury properties in Tanzania, 2 tented camps, a private house, and of course a very beautiful Wild Waters Lodge in Uganda.
Yeah, all right. Okay, before we go to commercial break, I will want to acknowledge our main sponsors, who are AfriGems Connect Group, which they have 3 affiliates. That is AfriGems Safaris, which does exclusive luxury travel in Africa, and also we have Escapade Tribe, which does the day trips, and also we have Upstar Circulation. This is the company which does showcasing of the properties in Africa and beyond, and they give the best of the best in terms of the luxury. So we'll be right back after commercial break. Thank you.
Africa, my beautiful continent, we are proud to introduce Fabz TV, the only online African tourism TV. Fabz TV is the good vibes lyrics of African tourism. We want to share the joy that we experience in Africa with the entire world. Some of these include exclusive luxury travel, the pristine nature, wildlife, landscape, deserts, sand dunes, water spots, beaches, exquisite accommodations, and diverse culture. We entice your dream and help realize it through our sister company,
AfriGem Safari,
host season trips for exclusive luxury travels, and UPSTA for exclusive luxury vacational rental accommodations in Africa and beyond. Africa is magical holiday destination. Fabz TV features a series of reality TV episodes to showcase weekly. Season 1 will comprise of exclusive interviews with our partners in the tourism sector, the county governments, and African embassies. Season 2, interview the African countries through the Ministry of Tourism. We invite the tourism service providers to advertise, collaborate, and sponsor our weekly episode in our YouTube channel. Contact us, Teal, +254 79 7690 604 /+254 720310241. Email info@fabztv.co.ke. YouTube channel FABZ TV.
Okay, welcome back to Fabz TV Hidden Gems in Africa edition. And I have couples of questions which I want to ask you. So, people might be wondering, how did you come up with the word Lemala, wild waters? What is all about Lemala wild waters?
Yeah, I think anybody that's been to the island, Fabs, would understand why it's called Wild Waters Lodge. The island's literally surrounded by 2 Grade 6 rapids. So these wild waters that you see all around the lodge was pretty much the obvious choice of name for Lemala Wild Waters Lodge.
So what kind of activities when your clients come to Lemala Wild Waters they can do here?
Okay, so, you know, for a lot of our clients that come and stay here, they actually just get onto the island and they don't want to move for 3 days. They get here and they say, you know what, we're not going anywhere. But for those that do want to be a little bit more active, we own and operate a drift rafting. So the clients can do a grade 5 rafting trip on the River Nile. For the less adventurous, we also offer a grade 3 rafting trip for people that want to be out on the Nile, but they don't want that massive high adrenaline slamming into grade 5 rapid kind of fun. So we cater to both kinds of adventure. We also have a bungee tower. You will have seen our bungee tower just behind here. So clients can go bungee jumping from the island. And then we have this really fab activity called river bugging.
Okay.
So river bugging is like a mini raft. So it's a small version of a raft for one person. And you get in the raft and you have these big gloves on your hands and flippers on your feet, and off you go through the rapids in a one-man raft. So that's really, really good fun.
So for the water rafting, is there any specific anybody can do, or there are certain people can do it?
Anybody can do it. I think, you know, you have to have a certain sense of adventure to put yourself out on this river. So anybody can do it. We've had people that don't swim. We have people that are scared of the river, conquer their fears and come rafting. The team are incredibly well trained. So the team are trained to make people feel comfortable and make them feel safe. So the answer is yes, anybody can do it, but it does help to have a bit of a sense of adventure.
Oh, so for the bungee jumping, is there any kind of weight someone should have?
Yeah, so the bungee jumping, you would cross to the other side. The bungee jumping is not on the island, it's on the mainland. And I think the weight is 35 kilos. So our lowest rope, because you jump to different colored ropes depending on your weight, is minimum is 35 kilos.
So what formed you to make a decision for this location?
For this location exactly? We were looking for something that was pristine, something that had a forest, had a natural attraction, but more importantly, something that had a good community surrounding it. So this place ticked all the boxes. We partner with the NFA, the National Forestry Association here, so we have a lease from the NFA. So we manage this big tract of land on behalf of the NFA. So we make sure that there's no cutting of timbers and that the forest is maintained in its pristine condition. So it's a very good partnership.
Yeah.
And you know, the flip side of that is that we get to have properties in this beautiful, pristine forest.
Okay. So who are your clientele?
We have a good mix of clientele here. I'm very proud to say that we have a lot of Ugandans come to stay with us.
Okay.
We have some domestic tourism, so we do have some Kenyans, we have some Rwandans, and we have some international tourists as well. So it really is, at any given time in this property, there's a healthy mix of domestic tourists, Ugandans, foreigners. So yeah, it's a real mixed bag of people that come and stay here.
Okay. COVID-19 affected everyone, and especially people in tourism. How did you bounce back?
So we had the COVID challenge, but we had some added challenges during COVID, because I'm not sure if you're aware of what happened in Uganda with the rising levels of Lake Victoria. So in the middle of COVID, they had to open the gates. We've got 2 dam walls above us, Bujagali and Owen Falls. And they had to open the gates to maximum capacity because the water level in Lake Victoria was too high. and we lost our original lodge. So our original property was kind of in this location, but facing that way. You can see the remnants of our own swimming pool. So on top of COVID-19, we also had to rebuild the main area of our lodge.
Okay.
And then once we reopened, we were incredibly busy because Ugandans couldn't leave the country and they just wanted somewhere to go. So we literally opened here while we were still a building site. We came under so much pressure to reopen. And so yeah, we actually, look, I would never want to go through another COVID, but we navigated it okay. And we managed to look after the people in our community and our staff. So it wasn't great, but we made the most of it.
What sets apart Lemala Wild Waters compared to other hotels and resorts in Uganda?
I think the fact that we're on a private island is very unique to this particular property. It's very exclusive, it's very private. The combination of the exclusivity of being on an island and this beautiful forest, it's just a very relaxed, kind of unique feeling when you come onto the island.
All right. So what is that one thing a client once comes to Lemala Wild Waters carries home?
I think it's the staff. It's the people, it's the staff. The one thing I hear constantly over and over again is how wonderful and friendly and warm the staff are. And all our staff come from our local village. So I think that's the takeaway. People really enjoy the warm Ugandan hospitality in this property.
Yeah. So what are your room categories you have?
So we have two types of room categories. We have our standard rooms, and then we have the two private plunge pool suites. So the private plunge pool suites have their very own private plunge pool right on the deck, and they're very popular.
Okay. Your pool is one of the best.
Yes.
So what made you to make that decision to face the River Nile?
Yeah. So when we were rebuilding the lodge, we literally walked from this end of the property to that end of the property over the course of about 5 days, thinking, right, where are we going to put this swimming pool? Anybody that visited our lodge before we rebuilt, our swimming pool was very public here in front of the restaurant. So we wanted something a little bit more private. So it made sense to push it right to this end of the property, where it is a little bit more exclusive, a little bit more private, and of course, has these amazing views.
So how is the rating in Uganda for the pool?
The rates?
Yeah, the rating, how is it rated?
Well, I'm not sure specifically about our swimming pool, but what I can tell you is Lemala Wild Waters Lodge was the second most Instagrammable hotel in the world 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So, you received an award.
Yeah, second most Instagrammable. We just missed out on winning.
Okay, right. So, do you have like a signature meal for Lemala Wild Waters? Because every travelers, wherever they travel, they want those tasty meals.
Yeah.
What is that signature meal?
Yeah, so we work very hard on our menus. We have a very good relationship and project here with our local fishermen. So when people come and stay on the island, it's always fish. We buy sustainably from the local fishermen, and we're on about 3 hours from the fish being delivered to our kitchen to being served in our restaurant. So definitely, hands down, fish is a signature.
Okay, Lemala Wild Waters is which rates? 5-star or 4-star?
It's definitely a 55-star location, but a 5-star property.
Oh, all right.
I don't think we have any official grading in Uganda yet. I know it's coming. So at the moment, there's no official grading, but I imagine that we would have all the facilities in the room that would qualify us for a 5-star lodge.
Apart from Lemala Wild Waters, do you have other facilities in different countries?
We do. So in Uganda, we have the Adrift River Club, which is on the mainland, which is 16 cottages on the Nile, also with beautiful views. And then in Tanzania, we have 3 high-end safari lodges, 1 in Tarangire National Park and 2 in the Serengeti. And then we have some authentic tented camps also. And we're opening on the edge of Ngorongoro Crater next year.
Oh, that's nice. Do you have, for the clients who frequent Lemala Wild Waters, do you have incentives you normally give them?
Good question. So Yeah, for any clients that are coming here, we're just about to start a loyalty program. So that'll be something interesting for your viewers to look out.
How does that work? How
So it'll be different layers, but for anybody that stays at Wild Waters Lodge, you will get a discount voucher to visit our sister property at River Club, and then we'll track the bookings, and there'll be something quite special for our frequent visitors.
Okay, the activities which you offer here, like water rafting, bungee jumping, is it inclusive of the package, or it's separate?
Yeah, so it is separate. The reason it's separate is because we find that a lot of people get here and they literally don't want to leave the island. So that's why we exclude activities from our packages. However, having said that, when you book, you can book those activities in advance with your accommodation booking, but it's not included in the rate.
How is occupants' rates of Lemala Wine Waters?
So weekends are usually fully booked here, but not always. Sometimes there's some space. Midweeks we do operate at high occupancies, but usually for our resident market business, that's more last minute, so there's more availability there. Our foreign guests tend to book very far in advance because it's usually tied to a griller permit. So normally our foreign guests that stay here have Czech grillers in the western part of the country, and they have to book their griller permit a year out. So yeah.
We'll be right back after commercial break. Thank you.
Why stay and advertise with Upstay? Do you want to keep your property booked and earn a profit? Advertise your property with Upstay Africa Digital Agency and let the rest of the world know your vacation property. Style and character are everything at Upstay, an affiliate of Decos Group. Our collection of hand-picked luxury rentals in Upstay have this in spades. We have destination experts who know the ins and outs of all our regions, picking holiday homes, villas, cottages, resorts, lodges, camps, apartments, and flats in UPSTA that aren't only unique, but also in the best locations in Africa. Our helpful concierge team are on hand to make your stay extra special. Whether you want a fully stocked fridge, a local in-house chef to cook your meals, housekeeping, or any other extra service, consider them your holiday genie who will happily grant your wishes. In over 10 African countries. #luxury, redefine tel +254797690604 email info@upstay.co.ke.
Welcome back to Fabz TV Hidden Gems edition. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So, do you normally have program for the local communities around?
Yeah. So we have some intern programs. All of our staff here are all from our local village. So generally they come in as interns, and then from interns they progress into paid positions within here, either here on Wild Waters Lodge or at Adrift or at Wild Waters or River Club.
Okay. In your human resource department, do you occupy most of the Ugandans, or it's a balance?
Mostly Ugandans. So I would say probably 98% of our staff here are Ugandans from our local village. Some of our skilled labour, our accountants, are not local, they're from Kampala, and I think we have one Kenyan manager, 2 Kenyan managers. But predominantly, we're a Ugandan employer.
Do you normally attend to these tourism expos?
We do. So we do a lot of travel shows, both domestically and internationally. Domestically, we do POAT here in Uganda, and we do MKTE in Kenya, and we do Kili Fair in Arusha. And then we do a lot of international shows. Our sales and marketing director, as we speak, is in China, doing some marketing in China, and then he'll be attending the ITB in Berlin next week. So we're very active.
Do you offer the internship for the young people who wants to be
We
in
do.
hospitality?
We do offer internships, but at the moment, it's limited to younger people from our local community here. So we literally sit between 2 communities here, Kangulamera and Kalagala. So we offer interns locally within our own community, and we have enough need within our local community at the moment without being able to extend that to Kampala or Entebbe or anywhere else in the country.
Okay. Do you know, Mala, of how big are you in ecotourism?
In ecotourism? So ecotourism was a big deciding governing factor when we rebuilt here. Every single thing in this property has been sourced locally within Uganda, with the exception of our composite decking, which came from Kenya. But if you have a look around here, our lampshades, they literally were made just outside our gates. Every single thing in this place is made and sourced in Uganda, so we take that part of it very seriously. I believe quite strongly that if people are spending money to come and sleep in a property in Uganda, they want to feel like they're in Uganda, right? They don't want to feel like they're in another country somewhere else. They want to feel like they're in Uganda.
Yes.
So we've worked very hard to try and retain that Ugandan authenticity at Wild Waters Lodge.
Do you partner with embassies who are based in Uganda?
We do. A lot of the embassies frequent Wild Waters Lodge, especially when they have visiting dignitaries or VIPs. So we do work quite closely with the embassies.
Okay, so how big is your lodge?
How big in terms of size or
In terms
staff?
of size, also in terms of accommodation?
So the island is just over 5 acres that Wild Waters sits on, and we have 10 rooms on Wild Waters Lodge. We have around about 30 staff, depending on our occupancies. River Club on the mainland, we have 16 rooms. And then at Overland Camp, where the bungee tower is, we have a campground, we have some dorm accommodation, and we have some adventure tents. So the whole purpose of this entire property is to make sure that we can provide accommodation to anybody at any budget. So we literally have from camping to dorm rooms to adventure tents to the River Club to Wild Waters to a private plunge pool suite at Wild Waters Lodge. And I hope by offering those different levels of accommodation that we can cater to a lot more people.
Okay. What is one thing you are proud of about Lemala Wild Waters so far?
I'm proud of many things about Lemala Wild Waters Lodge.
Give me three.
Briefly is our interaction with our local community here and the way that this lodge has been able to empower our local communities and create employment. So I think that's, if I had to choose one thing, that would be it.
Why have you set 4 p.m. as a cutout time for the clients coming from the mainland to the island?
Yeah, we're downstream from 2 dam walls. So we have Owen Falls and we have Bujagali. So we're at the mercy of those gates being open, and so our water levels here fluctuate a lot. We can have up to 1.5 meters fluctuation between high and low water. So the reason we ask people to be on the island by 4 o'clock is really just to avoid disappointment, because sometimes in the afternoon, if the water levels become too high, it's very difficult for us to move people on and off our jetty. Because our jetty can get covered. So it's really just to avoid disappointment, to make sure that people are onto the island in case those water levels rise later in the afternoon.
So it is mainly about the safety of the clients.
It's about the safety of the clients, but it's also avoiding disappointment. You know, if people have traveled all the way from Kampala and they get here and they can't cross because the water levels are too high, and we know that in the evenings is usually when the water levels are high. So just to avoid all of that disappointment for people, it's safer for us to say, please be on the island by 4 p.m. And that's really it. It's just in order to avoid disappointment for people not being able to cross late.
Yeah, we have come to our end of our Fabz TV Hidden Gem edition. What are your panting shots?
So I think, Fabz, we've talked about how beautiful this place is. You've seen how beautiful this place is. I think your viewers need to come and see for themselves exactly how beautiful this place is. The second most Instagrammable hotel in the world, right here in Uganda.
Yeah, okay. So guys, this is a piece of heaven on earth. If for those people who want to revive those lost spots, They have beautiful, beautiful rooms facing the River Nile, and you have your bathtub. How cool is that? What else do you want in this world? So, for the people, honeymooners, and also for families, this is the place to be. And I can tell you, and I can voucher for this place. I've been here for 2 days now, and I have been trying their services, and I can tell you, this is a piece of heaven on earth. How cool is that? You need to try this. Even when I'm explaining to you, you can't even understand, but you need to come here and experience for yourself. And what you will carry home from Lemala Wine Waters, just beautiful memories and experiences. Thank you. Till then, adios.
Africa. Safari trip? Book your once-in-a-lifetime holiday experience with AfriGem Safaris. Amazing landscapes, stunning wildlife, Africa safaris, tropical beaches, vibrant cities, and a fascinating culture and people. The African continent has it all. And what's more, where most parts of the world have been visited by millions already, many parts of Africa are still uncharted territory. Think dust roads, internet-free zones, mud houses, traditional tribes, and miles of untamed nature. This makes the continent an adventurous place to travel to. At the same time, the national parks and lodges are completely up to date with delicious foods, comfortable beds, and Wi-Fi and Africa Safari with AfriGems. Safaris, therefore, is a once-in-a-lifetime holiday. Kenya especially is heaven on earth for nature lovers. See you soon. Let us show the rest of the world hidden gems in Africa through AfriGems Safaris. 54 countries, one continent awaiting you to explore.